Very serious video today because we're talking about a huge screw up over Scopely where people were banned incorrectly. And I think this merits everybody's attention right here because this affects every single person that plays the game. This simple idea that you could be banned and not given an explanation, and that's that. If you want a refund, contact Google Play and iTunes. Oh my God! Right? What do you think, Rem? Is it horrible? What do you think?
This is just back to the old. Do we trust Scopely to do the right thing? Are they doing things accurately enough that they can protect the integrity of their own game?
Yeah. All right. First things first. Everybody that's watching this video and everybody that's here on Twitch, take a screenshot of your player ID number because if your account gets banned, you're going to have to contact support and they're going to ask you for your player ID number. If you don't have that, oh, well, you're out of luck.
But before you do that again, I'm going to say just remember that that's a good practice for any mobile game. You should have that information.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think, oh my goodness, I might get accidentally banned tomorrow, because that's kind of I don't want people to live inside their head that way. But I think a lot of people were. I mean, they were like, because if they thought somebody that they knew was banned, egregiously and not legitimately, then they probably are worried about this and maybe legitimately.
All right, let's read this because this is frustrating because I think this affects everybody. A recent ban wave, and this is official response on Reddit by Zeeks. On Thursday, we took action against 1630 player accounts that we have identified as having violated Marvel Strike Force terms of service. We take the integrity of the game seriously. I hope so, right? I mean, this comes back to that's probably the biggest problem that we've been having lately is the integrity of the game, right?
Yeah, and we've been talking about that. It's a big deal.
Yeah, especially, and then that's the reason why the multiple purchase exploit was a big deal because it really calls into question the integrity of the game. And banning accounts found to be in violation of our TOS is something that we do frequently. I was always under the impression that they were very lax about it. Well, I mean, is that your impression as well?
Well, I mean, you think about it. We've seen, at least lately, we've seen the names in those leaderboards, those weird, the people that like beat it with like Dark Dimension 2 with like 500 TCP, right? So
yeah,
that's like what I thought. Immediately, that's what I thought this was. I mean, that's where my mind went.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with this week's most recent ban action, we incorrectly identified 154 player accounts and have really banned players who did nothing wrong. Wow. That's like 10%, right? Oh my God, 10%.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Okay, so this is the problem, is like, not only did this affect 154 people that were wrongly banned, but they also have alliance mates, right? And that's 3,600 people. Are they gonna get compensation because their alliance got screwed up for 48 hours? I mean, I don't know. Like this just didn't affect just 154 players. This affected their alliance mates, and this also, like, I remember like people are saying is like, hey, I was wrongly banned. I was given no reason for the ban, and I'm thinking, boy, that's really hard to wrap my head around it. Scopely couldn't do that. How could they ban people accidentally? It was like a feedback loop in my brain. It's just like, you know what? Maybe they're just cheaters. Cheaters lie. They're probably just lying. And that's where my brain was going. But at the same time, I'm thinking it's like, they can ban my account and not give me a reason. And the terms of service is bulletproof. There's nothing I can do about it. They don't have to give me a reason, and they can just delete my account. That's not cool. It really gave me anxiety when I think about it like that. It was horrible.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, I think the problem that we're all having is comes down to what do we expect from them now? Like, do we expect that they're going to get better at this, or is this just par for the course?
Their attention to detail's trash. It really is. It's absolutely horrible. And this is not a small thing. I wish they would take care of the little things, and then the big things would take care of themselves. Make sure the very minor details are taken care of. Upon realizing our mistake this morning, those players had their accounts immediately reinstated To those players, we apologize deeply for our mistake and inconvenience your oversight it caused you and their alliance mates, right?
Well, and that's the thing is, but how do you make this right? I mean, these people were accused of cheating. They were told, they felt like they felt like they had no recourse. I mean, so and you think about the way that they were treated on Reddit, and they were treated by potentially their own communities on Discord and whatnot, and so, I mean, that's the real problem. Is we wanted integrity of the game. We thought we were getting something, and we found out, well, we got 10% off.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm going to back up and then we're going to read the rest of this, because the other part of this is I absolutely wholeheartedly want the cheaters banned. And I think you do too. And I think everybody that plays this game legitimately, like the 99.9% people, percent of people out there that play this game legitimately want the players banned. And the other now we've got 1,600 people are banned, 154 of them we're banned incorrectly. We don't even know if the other 1,500 number is accurate. And now we have 1,500 probably cheaters, I don't know, saying, oh, wasn't me, like the Shaggy song, it wasn't me. You know what I mean? Caught me on the counter, it wasn't me. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like, and now they're going to say, yo, you banned me wrong too, right? I mean, how are they going to have competitive integrity of the game when they screw something this important? I can't believe they would ban people without doing it manually and checking every single one. Oh yeah, this guy definitely banned. Push a button. It sounds like they relied on. Oh, we should just keep going. This is the worst part of it right here. Is they don't even take accountability themselves. Right here, an effort.
It was somebody else's.
It's problem. Somebody else's fault. No, it's your fault. I'm serious. This is a problem. In an effort to protect our ability to detect these violations, we tend to talk about cheating and actually take against them in vague terms. However, given this week's error, it's appropriate for us to be more transparent about the specific incident. They're saying, due to privacy concerns, we're not going to tell anybody anything. You don't get a reason why you're banned. Goodbye. Good luck, commanders. And you know what I mean by that.
Yep. You can't say it on YouTube.
You can't say that on YouTube. It's appropriate to be more transparent. Violations and questions involved of use of a third-party app to bypass the normal course of combat in recent weeks, giving those accounts an advantage they otherwise wouldn't have. And so, we kind of knew that it was this. We felt that it was modifying the game miles to change the combat behaviors that take place on the phone, like for yourself, giving yourself unlimited health, giving your enemies 1 health. This is how there's weird like dark dimension runs. People do it in 5 minutes or something with low level counts. I mean, it's just we kind of thought it was something like this, right?
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, those are big deal because of what the things they're capable of doing, right? So we kind of thought that was what it might be, and we were waiting to see if that was what was going to be announced, and if at all. And then the problem is, now you're 100% right. Now every person who was legitimately banned, who was doing something wrong,
right,
is gonna think that they can just spam customer service until they're
yeah, you guys don't know what you're doing, so you got me wrong too, right? And then this is the part that kind of bothers me. Unrelated, one of our database providers provided experienced excessive load in a specific period during the same window, causing a discrepancy in a variety of our logs, including, unbeknownst to us, at the same time we performed the recent bans. Thus, those we use for combat validation. This is what I would like to say. Because we're stupid and we didn't ban each individual account manually with actually having a real person look at it, we screwed up. That's what they should have said. No, we were their answer is we didn't manually check every person that we banned. That's what they really should have said. This is a bad answer, in my opinion.
And now people that were doing other actions, right? Now that's why they don't say it, because now people that were doing stuff that they were like, oh goodness, I got away with it this time. Now
they're like, trying to say, oh, it's some third-party vendor's fault. No, you didn't ban people manually. If you're going to make a big step like this, you better make sure you do it right, because the next time you do it, it's going to be a problem too. Everybody's going to say, you remember that last time when you did everything wrong? I mean, people are still talking about when everybody got kicked from their alliance. People are still talking about that today. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to this thing, the snapping, right? People are still talking about today. What about next year and the next year? People are going to be talking about today coming up. If you're going to do something big, you better do it right. Unbeknownst to us, at the same time reporting these most recent bans, those we use for combat validation, because of the discrepancy, 154 players out of the total 1,630 flagged accounts had logs that appeared to fail their combat validation, when in reality they hadn't, and they were incorrectly banned. Again, we understand this is a terrible misstep on our part, and we'll be using this week's incident to make our cheat detection even more robust to mitigate something like this happening again. My God. My God. We since have patched our detection system to prevent incorrectly flagged accounts in these situations. We also continue to add more robust data, which will provide us more information angles and time to perform holistic analysis, investigate individual examples. In the meantime, we're reaching out to the incorrectly affected players and their alliance mates. Oh my God, this didn't just affect the players. Early next week, and making it right for them throughout the course of the following days. Thank you for your loyalty support, even when we're imperfect.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it comes down to three big things, right? Is we wanted integrity. We thought that they were making a statement, and then we found out they got that wrong too. Yeah. And those three things, and that sucks. It really does, because you said it right. It's like, if you spend money on this game, I mean, and some people spend lots of money on this game, they want the integrity of the game to be upheld.
At minimum, I don't want to live in fear that tomorrow my account's going to be banned for no reason at all and not given a reason. I think at a minimum, if my account's going to be banned, I feel like I should be given a reason. These people weren't given reasons. They're just like, your account's banned. And then that's that. Yeah. I don't think that's cool. I mean, if they're gonna, if people are gonna, my God, it's just like, how could they get this? This is a big deal to get wrong.
To be honest, I actually was surprised they got this wrong. Yeah. Because I am the same mindset, is that, they're typically slow to act. And they don't announce these things because they cast a wide web, and they, when a ban wave happens, if the people that are doing other inappropriate things that just didn't happen to do with the ban wave stop that too, right? And the problem is, if they tell people specifically what it's for, the people that know what it's for, there's always something in these games.
Okay,
man.
So I'm gonna. This is my point of view. The 1,600 players is a group of the player base. What's more important than that is the other hundred thousands of players. Let's say the other 600,000 players that play this game now are thinking about this. That is the real problem. What assurances do we have to know that our accounts are not going to be falsely banned? I mean, they could try. I mean, they have to make it right to the 154 players. I get that, but how are they going to make it right to the rest of the community now that it's looking at this and going, "Oh my God, they don't know what they're doing"? That's the real issue right here, because that affects every single player in the game.
Now, I have seen ban waves where a few people were inappropriately accused, and they were able to get that. They were able to appeal a ban. That's why ban appeals happen. But I've never seen it be something like 10%. But I will say that that knowing that people that were illegitimately banned, that were not doing anything wrong, got their accounts back, that is a little bit hopeful that they at least have some sort of process to determine that there actually was something wrong here. And it's tough. These companies have these ironclad terms of service, right. And I mean, realistically, I'm not going to be looking over my shoulder, but I keep track of my player ID. I know what it is, because I have it on video footage. So mobile, you're right. I think that's a good thing to do. Just period, is to always know your player ID. Keep it as a screenshot in a folder so you have it. It
feels like to me that there is a systemic procedural problem with the game in general. Like, they have no policies in place to prevent from stupid stuff like this happening on a daily basis. I mean, there's no QA. There's no attention to detail. I mean, I worked for this guy once, and he was actually very difficult to work for, but he was a micromanager, right? And if I did something wrong on an order, he would call me at home, and this guy was worth hundreds of, probably $100 million, right? And he looked at every single order that came through, and he would call me at home and say, Trevor, you did this wrong. And I'm like, I'm sorry. You know what? Nobody stole from that guy, and nothing big ever happened. There were the attention to detail, that he took care of the little things, and he didn't have any big problems. What are they doing to take? Where's their attention to detail? Where's their QA? What kind of policies they have to prevent anything? It seems like it's across the game, like a huge amount of problems. I've played EA games, and I don't think they're a great company. They didn't have stuff like this happen. They did not have stuff like this. They didn't have bugs every day. They didn't have screw ups like this. They just didn't.
Yeah, that's kind of that's a good statement to make, because it seems like there's a lot of, like, every day there's a new problem. It may not be blow the doors off Scopely bad, but it's pretty. It's just common. There's just always something small, and what the problem is, all of these small things have added up to just a lack of confidence.
This is actually a big thing, in my opinion. This is not a small thing. But there's a
I'm
lot of little things. I mean, like offers being wrong, and
that's why you're doing this video, is because this is pretty big. This isn't
big.
Just small.
This is big.
And people are rightly frustrated over it.
Yeah, so I'm going to wrap up the word with 3 words, but I'll let you. Do you want to say anything before we go?
No, that's it.
All right, you ready? You ready for the 3 words?
What are the 3 words?
Fix your game! All right, guys, bye.
I never pray to God anymore.